Hi, this is Dr. Jenny Mitchell, and I want to take you through the K6 Sports Camp budget using Scenario Manager. I'm assuming that you've watched the video and have already loaded Scenario Manager. As you can see, it shows up in here for me. And the first thing I want you to notice is that Scenario Manager lets you change things a piece at a time to get an idea of what you can charge. So I'm looking at these things, and so we want to do the original plan, and I put I've gone ahead and put the formulas in, so let's kind of go through that. Now, first thing you notice is that I've named the categories here. So for example, to name it, I wanted that one to be capitalized. I'm going to call that tickets. This one just says food. I'm looking up here in this section up here, the security and maintenance staff, things like assistant coaches, I can put in a phrase if I have an underline in there. So see, what I've done is I've got ASST, underline, and then coaches. So you can do that all the way through. My formula here is just taking the 100 of tickets times 150 per athlete. So I'm assuming 100 athletes here. And this is just taking the tickets times the number of tickets times the swag, which we expect to give to them at 25. That's why it's in a cost. These were not based on any formula. They were just a flat amount. And then this is a sum, which you could just use, your auto sum to get this amount here. So the price per athlete is if you look over here, the things that we're going to do scenarios on are the number of tickets, the price, and then some combinations of where we play with the tickets and the price. Now, the one thing to notice here is, this is built on a formula, the price times the number of tickets. This is built on a formula, the price times the number of tickets, or times $10, or not, I'm saying that wrong. The number of tickets times the $10. And the reason why this is revenue is because we assume they're going to purchase additional merchandise in the bookstore or whatever, so we assume that revenue is coming in. This is just a sum, and basically the profit or loss is just taking the total revenue minus the total cost. That's just basically when we put in a formula, we're just taking total revenue minus our total cost. And I put that back in again so that you can see. So we've got it set up. So now the next thing is to do our scenario. So we click on data. We're going to go to what if analysis and then scenario manager. And I'm assuming that you've already put in, added the scenario manager. There's some help in the course file that will help you do that. So, excuse me. So I've got some original things here. So when I clicked on the original thing, I'm going to show you edit so you can see it. I called it original setup, and then my changing cells are number of tickets and the price per athlete for that ticket. And how I do that, when we've got what's called a dancing ants around the 100, and then the dancing ants around the 500. When you click on the 100, you hold your control button down and then you click on the price per athlete. So that's how you do that. So what I did is, once I have that original setup, when I go there, it says, okay, what is it? Well, the original setup was 100 tickets sold, and the original price was $500. And so I say, okay, and I don't know why, but I always do the original because I don't know, I just do. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of bring this over here. You'll notice that the next thing we need to do is number of tickets at 150, and everything else stays the same. And so what I did is I went in here to my, I'm clicked on the data so this will show up. Went to my what if analysis scenario manager, and so I set it up so that this would match this tickets at 150. That's what I named this one. So I'm going to go in and edit so you can see it. I put tickets at 150, and that means I sold 150 tickets. I expect 150 athletes. When I say okay, it brings up the two things that might change. And so we have that we put the 150, but the price remains at 500 because it tells me in number 2 there, everything else stays the same. And so I did that with each one of them. So I have a tickets of 150, 200, 250, and 300. This takes a while to do. But one thing I want you to notice that we can do here, see how we have tickets at 300? I can do a thing here called show, and notice that this shows that over here. If I want to go back to the original, I can say show and it takes it back. Now, the different, and then I did the same kind of thing for price. So in number 3, it says price of tickets are 300, 350, 400, 450, and everything else remains the same. So that means that it's still 100 athletes, 100 tickets sold. So if I go in there and click on this first price and do my edit so you can see it, price equals 300. I've given it a title that makes sense to me. Notice that the tickets are 100, the price is 300. And if I look at this one, the price is going to be equal to 350. Again, the tickets are 100 and the price is 350. Okay? Now the interesting thing is when we have a combination where tickets equal 150 and price equals 450, and that's in number 4. So if I go here and I do my edit, and say okay, I have my tickets equal 150, which points to this here, price equals 450. And so I didn't do them all for you, but I kind of gave you an idea here. Now, here's the next step. The next thing, after you are going to have to finish this, you're going to have to finish getting the, you're going to have number of tickets 300 and 350. And then once you've done that, you're going to be clicking on summary. And in summary, you want to indicate what you want to change. And so I have actually, let me click on one so you can see this. I have actually clicked that, then held down the control key and got all of this. I'm still holding the control key down, so I'm adding that, and then I'm adding that, and then I'm adding that. And the reason I did that is because if I don't, I have all these extra lines in there that doesn't know quite what to do with. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't look as good. So then I'm going to say okay, and it produces my summary. Now I'm definitely going to make some changes. I don't like the way this looks per se. I don't need, this is a current value is showing the original setup, so that I can basically get rid of this one because it's a duplicate, and I can call this tickets equal 100. So I can do that. I can change this color because again it's just it's just the color things. I can make this row bold, make it bigger, bolder, and this tells you what the changing cells were, and then this is the I really wouldn't have need the tickets and price in there. I could just had had it laid out a little better. I probably would do my total cost here all the way across to see, put that in there. So it's making it look a little better and it'll be easier to understand. Here is my total revenue, and I don't know why it didn't keep that, but we'll put that in there. And I would probably again, work this all the way across so it's easier for me to see. And then what I'm noticing here is I have profit and loss. So this one is not a profit, and I'm probably going to put that in red and maybe even put it in bold. And so any of them that are a loss, I'm going to put them in red and put them in bold. In fact, if I go back to the thing, it says here that he wants you to have a summary, but he wants it to look professional. He wants you to remove all the options that show a loss, change the font colors, color scheme, and so on. So basically, I might have this in here for me, and then I might end up copying this page to another one so that so I'm just going to make a copy. You don't have to do this, but, and then let's see, move to the end. So I have a copy here, but that way I can always go back to see what I had originally in case somebody wanted to ask. So this, I'm going to move out all of the ones that are a loss. So I'm going to get rid of this one, this one, this one, this one. So that means there's quite a few, here that are lost. Now I didn't do them all for you, but anyway, now I'm going to just delete those. And so this, this is, I need to wrap some text or do something here. The same thing with this one. That's two. There we go. Because maybe I want to even put that. It doesn't look as good, so I'd probably work on that a little bit. I don't want that. Okay. So we can kind of put this together and explain to them that these are the options that we have a profit. And then once we know that, then we can start talking about things about, well, okay, would the college cover the venue cost or things like that? And you may want to end up going back to that original one and looking at, we don't make a profit at 100 and 300. We don't make a profit at 100 and 350. We don't make a profit at 100 and 400. We don't even make a profit at 100 and 450. We have to charge $500 a ticket if we're going to make a profit if we only have 100 athletes. So essentially those are the kinds of things that you're working with. This is not pretty enough. There would be a lot more work that you would need to do with this, to maybe change this background color so that it is a woods color. There's all kinds of ways that you can make this look a lot better than it does. But this will give you an idea, and I didn't do them all, so you still have to do all the scenarios. Remember that if I go back to this data here, you have to be clicked in your data before you can go to scenario summary. So if you click on your data, I didn't do them all. I did almost all of them for you, but not all. So hopefully this will get you off to the right start, and I look forward to seeing some work from y'all. See you later.